decades of severe weather experience, here for you when it counts. This is Doc Deason's Weather, live now.
Hi, everybody. We've got 5:35 and a tornado warning, which has been actually activated for folks in Van Zandt County. This will be for central Van Zandt County, going to run until 6:15. Weather Service with a storm there capable of producing a tornado near Canton, and that is moving to the east at about 30 miles an hour. Tornado and up to ping pong ball sized hail to boot. So let's take a look at the radar, and we'll work our way around here and see just what the heck's going on. If you're just now hopping on, thanks for doing so. You can follow this also on YouTube. Look for me there at Doc Deason on YouTube. If you've got some friends who may or may not be part of the Facebook contingent out there, especially if they're in Van Zandt County. Here's the storm looking pretty impressive on the radar. You've got the notch off to the south end of it, the tail rather, and then you've got the nice hail displaced up to the north of that. This is just west of Canton. Storm begin moving east at about 30. So you've got the ping pong ball hail potential up here. North side of Canton, there's 19 goes up towards the Emory, and then 19 kind of splits Canton east-west, and then the tornado, if there's going to be something, is probably going to be right in this general area here. So that's going to be kind of what we're watching for over the next little bit. Okay, let's take a look at this thing on the velocity product on radar scope real quick, and see if we can make heads or tails of some of this stuff here as we pull it up. Let's see here. All right, there we go. So we're talking right there along Highway 243 on the west side of Canton. There's definitely some strong winds in that. 60, 70 mile an hour winds in there. At the very least, probably some 50 mile an hour winds probably in there at the very least. And you'll see a few 80 mile an hour pixels kind of showing up in there. I saw those there we go, just a second ago. Again, the radar's shooting pretty high by the time it gets up to this point over Van Zandt County, so not all that's going to be able to translate down to the ground, but the potential is there, and that's something that we want to be. We want to just pay close attention to that. We knew the environment today was going to be potentially capable of producing a tornado or two. The larger concern today has always been for hailers and some wind in there, but these things are able to get going out kind of by themselves, and as they do that, they are able to get a little bit more going for themselves than they would if they were in a larger cluster and having to share energy from the storms around them. And try to make a few adjustments here on the fly. Yeah, circulation, according to the Weather Service, headed toward Canton right now from the northwest. Golf balls, let's see here, that's out Plainview area. So let's look at this. Let's get out of the two-screen mode and just put this thing back. Let's get back on the radar Omega and look at this in a loop. Can I show you? It's kind of coming in more of a. It was moving more east, and then it kind of starts to make a little bit of a right-hand turn there. See that, how it starts to do that? We see that a lot with storms that are rotating like this. So, yeah, that's going to be right on top of Canton here right now. So this will be folks from that downtown Canton area right now. If there's going to be something doing problems, doing things, it's going to be in that area there. Stephen, I don't think it. I mean, it's going to go south. It's going to continue going kind of southeast, so it'll get south and east of Canton. But I don't think the storm itself, the circulation is right there on top of the city right now. So we'll put some markers again on here. There's Highway 19 running north and south. Here's Interstate 20. So this circulation is probably just south of I-20 which Canton just sits, first Monday, and those types of things sit right there just to the south of the interstate to begin with. So if you're in those or in that area, let's review our tornado safety tips real fast. Lowest floor, centermost part of the building that you're in, small interior rooms are better. Bathtubs are great as well. Small closets. Get yourself if you hop in that bathtub, get you a heavy blanket or a comforter off the bed. Pull that over the top of you, and we obviously want to avoid windows if we can do that. Other things to keep in mind: avoid large open rooms like gymnasiums, auditoriums, things of that nature that can have a really long amount of rooftop over you that spans a long ways. We want to avoid that if we can, and get in those smaller, more compact spaces that can give you a little bit better protection. Evacuate mobile homes. Vehicles not an option unless you're able to get away from the storm and drive away from it, but you need to know the direction the storm is going. If you're going to try to do that, shoes and helmets always a good idea as well, especially the shoes. Need to be able to make tracks if we have to navigate through an area that has been damaged. We had, it looks like a tornado earlier this afternoon out near the in Cass County, out extreme northeastern part of our area, back out towards it was right there along the Texas-Louisiana border. Let's get back into this, and we'll continue to keep radar going. Looks like Weather Service is going to keep a severe thunderstorm warning going north. Looks like, I think, for the storm, for the north side of this storm, which is really producing the hail. So we've got the severe thunderstorm warning, and then that was superseded by the tornado warning, which came out, and it looks like we've got, let's see here, closed out of a window that I didn't intend to close out of. See if that gets us what we need. Let's see. 3342. Yeah. So Weather Service in Shreveport went ahead and did issue a severe thunderstorm warning. If you saw my post here a little bit earlier on, you heard me mention that folks in Lindale need to be watching this storm. Weather Service went ahead with a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Wood, Smith County, and southwestern Upshur County till 6:30 for this same storm. So this is already the storm itself, the rain and whatnot. Some of it already beginning to get in as far east as Lindale, and so that's additional. An additional something to keep in mind. Weather Service is keeping a close eye on that. The Shreveport office, again, hands off from, or Fort Worth hands off to Shreveport when it crosses the Smith-Van Zandt County line. So there'll be a whole separate office issuing warnings and whatnot for Smith County, Wood County versus Rains County and Van Zandt County. So Shreveport folks are watching this storm closely and have said as much. And so they are going to be making a decision on any kind of issuance of a tornado warning potentially if they decide to do that. Shreveport will do that for Smith County. Sirens going off in Canton. All right, thanks for that. A lot of thunder in Van. I hear you there. Yeah, Denny, I see what you're saying there. Not surprised to hear that either. So again, the tornado warning officially goes until 6:15. We're at 5:44 right now. I'm going to keep an eye on this. We'll walk it through with you with the tornado potential there. The storm itself is the rotation is getting onto the east side of Canton now. Let's take a look at that back on radar scope and put the color table there. So it's pretty muddy looking. Pretty muddy looking at the moment. Yeah, Jason, no confirmation of a touchdown that I have seen. Yeah, I haven't seen anything that indicates that. So that's... No, Nancy, no tornado sighted. This is strictly a situation where the radar had indicated the potential for it. They saw some circulation on radar, and so the Weather Service went ahead and issued the tornado warning because of that. Got rain and thunder northwest Smith County at Jamestown. Good to know. Thanks for that, Cricket. I appreciate it. Not surprised to hear that either. The rain is going to come out quite a ways ahead of any of this tornadic circulation here. You can see it arcing back to the east, and you've got rain now. Mount Sylvan, Hideaway, Lindale. You got some light rain. It looks like on the radar. Van, you guys have got some moderate to heavy rainfall. The best circulation is still well to the west of you. But so we'll put that, I'd say okay, get that off of there. Yeah, I bet the temp has dropped in Penwheeler. Well, you get that rain cooled air coming in, and that'll drop it quick. So let's get back onto this real fast. Zoom out just a tad. We'll put Van on here. Let me use this measuring tool here instead. So that's about 10-11 miles. If there's something there, you're in that range from Van on this thing. Okay, it's moving kind of a little bit south of east. So dimes to nickels being reported there north of I-20 and Highway 19 in Canton back about a minute or so ago. And if you're just joining us, we're hopping on for this tornado warning for Van Zandt County. Weather Service has that in place until 6:15. Nothing confirmed as far as any sightings, but the presentation on the radar was such that the Weather Service in Fort Worth went ahead and issued the warning. And so when they did that, wanted to hop on here and talk about that. So we will continue to keep an eye on that. Weather Service saying the hail core of that storm heading right toward Van and the potential to drop some ping pong ball sized hail. Circulation hard to see on the radar, but does continue to look impressive with a hook. Van should be alert. You guys continue to be alert in Van. So let's look at how this thing has trended. Let's get that out of the way. So the hail presentation overall doesn't look quite as impressive as it did a couple of scans ago. Let's look at VILs though real quick and see how the storm is trending. So we'll look at this vertically integrated liquid, which is just kind of a good guide as to what your hail production, your overall storm strength tends to look like. Still looks pretty strong. This number is 42, so it's about 6-7 minutes old. So the thing about these VIL values is they usually are a little bit delayed from what you get when you're looking at just the regular reflectivity product that we so often use when we're looking on our phones and things like that. We got a timestamp of 42 on that, and we'll have a timestamp of 46 on this. So yeah, that makes sense. But that still looks like a decent little hail pocket there. North of 20. Okay. So if you're going to have that, that's where the big ones are going to be. Yeah, if you're seeing anything in Canton, I'd love to know what you are seeing. 2064 was Canton. So emergency managers out there see some rotation, but it's pretty high, they say. And right there, 64 and near 64 and I-20, which is, let me take this off real fast, which is right in here. That's going to be actually back further to the west. So you guys in Van need to be Halen and Grant's Lean, Brian. Thanks for that. Let me know how big, if you don't mind. And I apologize. The little window that I have to see your comments is about this big on a screen that's this big. So I do what I can to keep tabs on those, but sometimes it's hard to see that. So we're running at 5:52. Tornado warning until 6:15 officially for Van Zandt County. This storm is already arcing over into Smith County. The circulation is back here towards Canton. It doesn't look nearly as impressive as it did about 10 or so minutes ago, but the rain on it is blowing out all the way to Lindale now, east side of 69. Hideaway, Mineola, you guys are getting some moderate to heavy rain. You folks in Van, let's go back to Omega for this. You guys in Van need to be, ready for this thing to come across. Some other places in there, a lot of rural areas there along 64 and north of Highway 64, kind of northeast of 64, from Canton going back east between 64 and I-20. I think if there's something there, that's where it's going to be. A lot of thunder in Van. Yeah, Bethany, I see that. Thanks, Denny. Got a chaser out there in watching this Van storm. He said he's got a rotating wall cloud, but and a lot of lightning, but nothing, no funnels. So that's good. We'll keep that up. Man, that hail potential though is really still screaming. Near Oakland, up there's 1255. Here's Clower. So northwest of Clower. So we're east of Highway 17, north of I-20. That Oakland area, Wentworth. Billy's got rain at Lindale. Thank you, Billy. Appreciate it. Let's see here. So unless this thing presents a little bit better to the spotters that are on it, I don't get the impression that Shreveport is going to push a tornado warning out further into their area, but we'll see. One thing that we do have is still I think a more impressive hail presentation on this thing than we had a few minutes ago, and it is moving more southeast than east now. So that, that's going to take it probably just north of Tyler if it holds itself together. But you guys, Lindale area, like we talked about before we came on live, and I think I posted something when they issued that warning initially. You guys in Lindale, between Lindale and Tyler, have a pretty good hail show out of this if this thing is able to maintain itself, and I don't see why it wouldn't. 84 here now at the house, and I mean there's just a lot of juice, a lot of daytime heating, a lot of cold air aloft, so a lot of things that will lead to storms being able to keep themselves going. A lot of thunder there. Northwestern County Road 426 South. Okay, thanks, Debbie. Thanks for being there. You're 5 miles south of I-20 from Van, Cindy. Okay, thank you. You guys in Van, be ready for some hail, okay? I don't want to undersell that, especially from Van north up 110 towards Pruitt, Jones. I think the worst of the hail is going to pass just south of Grand Saline. It will pass south of Grand Saline, but that's going to leave a lot of folks there from Pruitt down to Van and at Garden Valley area, Smith County. Looks like the bulk of this will pass just north of Ben Wheeler. At least the hail will. The rotation will be closer because the hail is usually off to the north of that better rotation. But regardless, it'll be won't be too far off. You'll have a lot of noisy thunder and stuff even as far south as Ben Wheeler. So let's see here. So 5:57, we are here for the tornado warning for Van Zandt County till 6:15, Smith County, as well as Southern Wood and southwestern Upshur County under severe thunderstorm warning till 6:30. Van Zandt County, central Van Zandt County, and southern Rains County, severe thunderstorm warning for you guys until 6:15 as well. That covers everything at the moment as far as the warnings go. So the fact that we don't have anything confirmed as far as a sighting is obviously very encouraging. We will take that and run with it. Got thunder there in Ben Wheeler. Okay, Whitney, thanks. Okay, Weather Service has canceled the southern Rains County part of the severe thunderstorm warning, so good news there. That makes sense. The show is well south of them. Severe thunderstorm warning till 6:15 for Van Zandt County. They're calling ping pong ball sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds in that area south of Grand Saline. And I would buy that. So Canton, you guys obviously clear. Storm has made a good move off to the east of you. And that's really the only storm that's producing in much. This thing, notice how this thing split. we got these splitters. The right mover usually ends up being the bigger player. Some moderate rainfall over Lake Fork there, Equipment area. Getting northeast Equipment now, heading up towards Winnsboro. Nothing severe in that. So you got the Waxahachie storm, and then you got the one over Van Zandt County. Those are the only two really things that are lining up at the moment. But the watch itself, I think, goes, is it 10 o'clock tonight? I think that's right. The severe thunderstorm watch. Now, Marcy, I don't think this will last all night. This will be something that we walk through here for the next couple of hours. So Fort Worth going to continue the tornado warning until 6:15. Storm capable of a tornado located near Van or 9 miles east of Canton, going east at 30. Tornado and ping pong ball sized hail possible. Again, I don't have anything that has alluded to a sighting or a touchdown. We've got the rotation there, so that the players are on the field, but we haven't seen anything that looks like it's producing. So this thing will be just east. The rotation will be just west of Van. Here's 16 right here that intersects Highway 64 if you're on the east side of Canton. So the rotation will be in here, not far from Colfax, the Colfax community. So that's south of I-20. Here's the interstate right here, that brighter shaded red line. But again, all that hail right there along 773, kind of centered either side of it. Thanks, Cam. Appreciate you, man. So we got this rain back up equipment area. That's what split off from this parent cell here. Sky Ranch, I know we got a lot of kids out there at Sky Ranch. It's going to be up north of Garden Valley. Or I guess that's just, north of Garden Valley. Nothing too ominous in that area. Some heavy rain and probably some small hail mixed in there as well. Let's see if I can put a... You bet, Cindy. Thanks. Hideaway, Jamie Lynn, I saw you chime in there. Hideaway, heavy rain right now is really all you guys have got. Probably a little bit of wind. Here's a new scan that just came in. See how we're darkening up here near Pruitt, west side of 110. I bet you that's probably some closer to golf ball size hail there. These purplish pixels here, that's an awful lot of energy being shot back to the radar. Again, the more concentrated the energy coming back, the larger the hailstone you're going to have, because the radar sending a beam out, and whatever is reflected back helps to alert you that there's something there that's reflecting it back. And the larger the raindrop, the more energy comes back. The larger the hailstone, same thing applies. So that looks more productive than what we had just a scan or two back. So this is, again, just north of Van, towards Pruitt. Appreciate you, Chris. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Heidi. West side of Lindale's got some rain. Good deal. So, Courtney, you're seeing something there near Colfax, half a mile south of I-20. You see looks like a funnel. Is that what you're saying there, Courtney? Bree husband saw a funnel at I-20 and mile marker 533. Okay. So if there is something there, like I said, it's going to be on this appendage coming off the south end. So we'll be looking in that Colfax area. If there is something, that's where it's going to be. Yeah, it is. Man, it is humid. I'm with you, Megan. So again, just to kind of line this out, the tornado warning goes until officially 6:15 for Van Zandt County. The bigger hail concern is going to be north. The tornado concern is going to be back down here towards Colfax. Hail is going to be up north of I-20, north side of Van, right there, about to cross 110. Got a pretty open area there on 110 on the north side of Van. Hail in Pruitt right now. Okay, I'm not surprised to hear that at all. Jessica, how big the hail, if you don't mind me asking? If you can estimate that. I don't want you to get knocked in the head. So I wouldn't be surprised if they extended this tornado warning a little bit. I think it'll be close. I think it's not moving terribly fast, moving at 30 miles an hour. So Fort Worth will make the determination on whether or not they extend this thing further. And then the folks at Shreveport have the decision to make of whether or not they push a warning out for Smith County, which will... Golf ball hail, Jessica? So golf balls in Pruitt. Thanks for that. All right. Just sent that off to the Weather Service, so they'll be aware of that. That makes sense. That's kind of what we were thinking. Looking at the radar tends to make sense. So that, we got golf balls there north of Van, between Van and Pruitt. Sorry about that. Trying to run a couple of mice at the same time. Outflow boundary from previous storms oriented west, northwest, southeast. Southeast and right turn following the boundary. Okay, yeah. The way these things are moving southeast, Weather Service is talking about maybe extending that severe thunderstorm watch further to the south. That would probably include folks in Cherokee County, Rusk County. That'll be something that they'll look at. So Nichols and Jamestown, Cricket. Okay, thanks for that. So we got Nichols inside Smith County now. WN, Nichols at Jamestown, Smith County. Thanks for that, Cricket. I appreciate it. So hefty rainfall into the north. Well, not quite into the north side of Tyler yet, but some light to moderate rain. It's a big storm. It's a really large storm. That is a big expanse to have rainfall, and it'd be a single storm. So that's impressive in itself. So here's New Harmony. Here's New Harmony. Here you got rainfall. There's 724 New Harmony Road meets 110. There's a lot of smaller county roads out there. So the Jamestown area, we had Nichols there. We'll have probably something that size at least. Garden Valley, I would think, at this point. Golf balls in Pruitt. Okay, yes, I think we did talk about that. Yes, yeah, I did. We did get that. Thank you. Baseballs in Pruitt, Jessica, now? Okay. Baseballs in Pruitt. Thanks for that, Jessica. I appreciate it. I'm sorry. That hail will be strongest as you get south of Pruitt and get over. That's starting to move. Latest scan moves that. Latest scan does not look quite as impressive either on that hail potential. Kind of spooky in Charnwood there, Randy. Yeah, I would think so with all that coming in. We had some sun here back around 5 o'clock when I left the real estate office. The sun was out, and that's not usually what you want to see on a day with this kind of a setup. But definitely helps to kind of add fuel to the, or add fire to the fuel. That's what we were doing with that. So this thing, if we have anything that is, let's see here. I hear something going out right now. So let's see what's going on. Must be. Baseball size hail and van, Tamara. Okay, thank you for that. Again, I'm sorry. All right, stand by here as we bring a new one in.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay, new severe thunderstorm warning now for this will cover extreme western Henderson County. This is for this storm down along I-45. Severe thunderstorm warning for western Henderson County till 7:30. Storm near Alma or near Ennis, which you can see Ennis right there, center part of the screen, and that thing moving southeast at 25. Golf balls and 60-mile-an-hour winds. Trained weather spotters are indicating that from the hail. So looks like that better hail is going to be back here near Alma. There's Interstate 45. Let's see here. So that's going to be this storm here moving east. moving east, kind of east-southeast at 25. So some of that hail could definitely clip that western part of Henderson County. Okay. And let's see here. Fort Worth. So Weather Service is going to let this tornado warning, they're going to let that go, which is good. So they'll let that go, and they will bring this instead.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
All right, so here's the severe thunderstorm warning for Van Zandt County. That'll go till 6:30, so it's pretty short fuse, but the storm doesn't have a long ways to go before it's out of the county. So they're going to call it golf ball-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. The storm's near Van, and it's moving southeast at 25. So it's pushing the better hail over into Smith County now. So, I would think you've got probably quarters to, if not half dollars, maybe even some ping pong ball hail west of Garden Valley, right there along 110, or just, just right there along 110, north of I-20. So this will be up there, 1253 and 110 kind of split off if you're trying to go over towards Van. So this is on the north side of Interstate 20. That's where the biggest of the hail is going to be at, and probably some smaller stones out towards Hideaway, maybe dimes to nickels. I don't know. I'll have to wait and hear what's going on out there from you guys who are out that way. Let's see here. So regardless, the biggest of the hail is now exited out of Van Zandt County. So baseball size spiked hail there in Van earlier. Okay. So you guys west of Garden Valley, I should say, along west of 110, basically from Jamestown down 110 goes all the way down, or 1253 goes down towards 110 and merges there at Jamestown. That's where the best of the hail potential is going to sit at right now. Got some additional hail back towards Hideaway, smaller pocket change kind of stuff. So Jen, seeing baseballs there, Van. Okay. It shouldn't be lasting much longer. If you guys have any pictures of this stuff and you want to email that to me, I would appreciate it. Email address. Let's throw that in there, although I think that is covered up by the ticker. So let's do this real fast. Do that for a second. Email address is right there, doc@docdeason.com, doc@docdeason.com. If you have pictures and you want to shoot me something, pictures of the hail, if you've got anything of reference that you can use, whether it be a quarter or a golf ball or a baseball or a softball, something that we know has a consistent size to it, We like those things that we can compare it to. It helps us to better estimate what's going on, and because of the commonality of the object that we're comparing it to. So again, doc@docdeason.com. Best email address to shoot that. So thank you much for doing that. And also, of course, thanks to our friends at Rose City Roofing for helping to support us here with this. They have been busy today, I am sure, and will be even busier tomorrow with all of this. So, absolutely, Tracy. Thanks for being here. Okay, 6:20. We are tornado warning free now, so I need to change the bug real fast. Let me do that. So we're tornado warning free, and that leaves us with a severe thunderstorm warning, a couple of them. Best of the hail potential now west of Hideaway. Hail and the rain, generally speaking, about to exit Van. So this thing, that was a pretty short fuse to severe thunderstorm warning anyway for Van Zandt County, goes till 6:30. Thanks for the pick, Kylie. I'll take a look here in a second. Hailing at Hideaway now, Scott. Let me know how big that is if you don't mind. I'm not surprised to hear that at all. Wow. And Kylie, that's a big old piece of hail. Save. I'm gonna send that. All right. Just going to pull this right here for you guys to see. So this is what, wow, this is what Kylie had in Van earlier on. That is a big honking hailstone. So that is what we had there in Van earlier. The overall hail production of this thing does not look as impressive as it did a few scans ago. But that is enough to definitely get your attention and cause a lot of damage. So thanks to Kylie for sending that over. Again, if you have pictures of hail that you saw, feel free to shoot that over to me, doc@docdeason.com, doc@docdeason.com, and we will show you that. Wowzer. Thank you so much for sending that over. That's really good perspective. So you got a little bit smaller than pennies there, Heidi and Lindale. So Heidi and Lance are on the west side of Lindale. The better hail core is going to be south of you guys. So Heidi is on the west side of Lindale, out behind the back gate of Hideaway Lake. So that's what she's seeing there. You know, there's a penny, so you're looking a little bit smaller than that, maybe, dime size possibly. So good. That's behind the back gate of Hideaway. That'll be south of 16. I think the better hail is going to be just south of there between Mount Sylvan and Hideaway Lake. Thanks, Heidi. Appreciate that. Baseball Hail County Road 426, Brett. Okay. So again, let's show a loop on this and give you people downstream in Tyler a little bit more of a heads up. So this storm continues tracking more southeast. I think it's going to probably pass just north of downtown Tyler, going to cross the county from northwest to southeast, going to kind of cut across it diagonally. Okay. So White House, South Tyler, most likely not going to see too much out of this. But that hail swath there's a lot of people living in this area, and that's looking a little bit stronger there near Mount Sylvan now, isn't it? Okay. So hail, worst of it, 110. There's Carroll. There's I-20. Mount Sylvan. So we're coming up on 626. Orange County. Weather Service is issuing a new one right now.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay, Weather Service with severe thunderstorm warning. This is a new one. It's going to go till 7:30. It's the same storm, but it's just an additional issue. It's on that storm located near Van, or 13 miles south of Mineola. And that is moving southeast at 25, 60-mile-an-hour winds and half-dollar-sized hail. So that's about 1.25 inches in diameter when you're talking half dollars. Okay. Although I think there will be able to probably up that, from what I'm seeing here. So you got marble-sized hail and heavy rain at County Road 426, Stallion Lake. Okay. Thanks, Brett. Appreciate that. Pease, front gate of Hideaway. Okay. Appreciate you, Lisa. Thanks. Baseball size in Van, Jennifer. Yeah, I would believe that from earlier. I don't think you're not seeing that now, but if you did earlier, I could see that. So if you're just hopping on, potentially you got a warning from your wireless emergency alerts or on your phone. Tyler area, White House, we are in the polygon now for the severe thunderstorm warning. A little bigger than marble-sized hail back gate of Hideaway. Okay, Starla, thanks. Bigger hail in Hideaway. I'd seen up to Nichols in Hideaway earlier. That all lines up. You're going to have larger hail back towards Carroll, west of Hideaway. So 3-inch hail is going to be out. That storm that's going to clip Henderson County. Had a delayed report of about 3-inch hail towards at Alma earlier. This is the storm that prompted the severe thunderstorm warning for Henderson County. So here's the Henderson County line right here. Okay, there's Corsicana. So this guy is running kind of east, southeast. So he'll pass well south of Gun Barrel City, but you guys in Malakoff, that's where I think the bigger of the issues are going to be. And they're all going to center around this hail core right here that's on the east side of 45 now. Okay. You're a mile west of Carroll. Don't even have rain, Bob. That's amazing. Isn't that amazing? Wow. So we got some additional storms trying to fire up now. Southeastern Dallas County. There's one there, Waxahachie. The stuff that split off from this big one and went up north into Wood County pretty much just kind of died off there. So we're really just looking at a couple of really big supercells. And then you got whatever this is between Canton and Van trying to do something. So we'll watch that. 6:30 right now. So we are left. Hale and Lindale. Okay. Thanks, Elizabeth. Pea-size hail just hitting the PD by the police department in Van. Or in Lindale. Okay, Jamie. Thanks for that. Thanks, Howdy. I'm getting your pictures now. So my friend Heidi, we talked about earlier, about quarters, a little bit bigger than quarters there, south of the back gate of Hideaway Lake. Yeah, no tornado there. Van's clear now, George. So you're fine there, bud. You got Alyssa's got she's got peas at Jim Hogg and 69, or right there near off County Road 474 between Jim Hogg and 69. Okay, thank you. So that's what Heidi just saw behind Hideaway, which jives with what we're seeing here. Worst of this hail's, worst of the rain, even the rain itself, the rain shaft getting just about to get east of Carroll, Garden Valley, I should say. We'll watch this little guy back here west of Van, this little shower that's trying to pop up. Don't look like any lightning in that. Heavy rain now, northern half of Tyler. This kind of gets into a funky area here because let's go to Shreveport's radar and kind of reset here. Five miles south of I-20 on 426, clear, no rain. Wow, isn't that amazing? So look at the Shreveport radar now. So you got rain just north of the North Loop. Hail up towards Lindale. That's a big old thing right there along I-45. Thanks, Toby. Toby's at Delic, Northeast Loop in Tyler. Pretty quiet. We'll get back into Shreveport. So heavies to the rain. Garden Valley is about to get east of 110. So that heavier rain shaft about to get east of you. There's 16. There's Lindale, between Garden Valley and Lindale. Hail doesn't look quite as pronounced. This will be north of Hideaway. Nothing really going on in Swan at the moment. I bet you got a pretty impressive looking sky, though, to the north of you. No rain in New Harmony yet there. Yeah, just off to the north of you. It is just off to the north of you, Tracy. So this thing does not look as impressive as it did a half hour ago. Okay, you see the downward trend there? Granted, the radar from Shreveport is looking higher in the storm and probably hitting more of those hailstones higher up aloft. That beam coming out of Shreveport is awfully high by the time it gets even over Smith County, much less by the time it gets west of there. So that can make it look a little bit stronger than it would actually be in real life. But still, it looks like this thing is really trending down quickly. Still pouring down rain there off of 849. Okay. Thanks, George. So we'll watch this thing. Let's see how it trends over the next little bit. But it looks like it's trending down quickly. See that? Let's look at the Vills, too. We talked about that earlier. I don't know if you weren't with us. Get over to, let's leave it on the Fort Worth side for now. So we'll get over here. Let's look at Vills. Yeah. Notice the downward trend on that. Yeah, that thing is just collapsing. So definitely moving in a good direction as far as weakening goes. Meanwhile, this thing out approaching western Henderson County seems to be, holding itself together somewhat. So again, here is the Henderson County line right here. There's Malakoff and far western Henderson County. Starting to thunder in Log Cabin, Tinsley? Yeah. You guys are Log Cabin. Looks like that hail very well may pass. It's going to be close. If it doesn't go south of you, it'll be really, really close to Log Cabin. So that Ville's a nice thing to look at when you want just a rough, quick and dirty look at what storms are doing. So it looks like the Weather Service and Storm Prediction Center have gone ahead with a new severe thunderstorm watch. That'll run until 1 o'clock in the morning, and that's going to cover the rest of East Texas that was not already in the watch box to start with. So that'll be in Cherokee County, you guys, Nacogdoches. They're saying all of the area, so I can just assume that they mean all of their counties. We'll see. Yeah, this little storm trying to go up there near Van. Nothing severe there, just popping up right there. All right, Weather Service is canceling the severe thunderstorm warning for Smith County now. That makes a lot of sense because it just really fell apart on itself. So we're free of that for the moment. It was a pretty remarkable, it was a pretty impressive little downturn. So we're warning free now, Smith County. Still some decent lightning ever so often in there. Not even a whole lot of that, honestly. Core of this thing near Lindale. Hideaway, overall things trending down across the board. But it's good to have that warning canceled. And I think they're issuing the severe thunderstorm watch now. Yeah, Weather Service is putting out the severe thunderstorm watch now for the remainder of the area. It's County canceled. Smith County canceled. So that leaves us with this guy that's potentially going to impact Henderson County. So Weather Service has gone ahead with what they call a destructive tag on this storm, which is for hail that's 2 3/4 inches in diameter. So that's baseball-sized hail observed, and 60-mile-an-hour winds for this guy. Let's go back to Fort Worth's radar. So you guys in western Henderson counties, Toole, Trinidad, Malakoff, kind of see the general motion on that thing. So this will pass well south of Gun Barrel, southernmost piece of Cedar Creek Lake, getting the heaviest of what rainfall there's going to be. Got some rainfall over the northern part of Cedar Creek now, but that's not nearly as impressive as the stuff on the south end. So you guys in Malakoff, just be mindful of this. Kearns, fortunately passing north, well north of Corsicana. So we're at 6:43 right now. Only warning we have is for western Henderson County. That's severe thunderstorm warning. That'll be the far western part of the county, up to up to baseballs potentially. Looking further out, not a whole lot cooking, but what has cooked has boiled over. That much we can say. I will tell you this, Weather Service did confirm a tornado in Cass County earlier today. I think they hung an EF1 on that. Yeah, they did confirm EF1 damage, winds near 107 miles an hour there in northeastern Cass County earlier on. That'll be a long 59. So out there south of Domino. So that was earlier on today. So you will hear some talk about that potentially. So did want to let you know that. Nothing tornadic in this guy here right now. Just some decent looking hail potential. Oops. The new watch will include they're going to include Angelina, Cherokee, Nacogdoches, Panola, Rusk, San Augustine, Sabine, Shelby. So basically, everyone that was not already in the watch is in it now. Chanel, yeah, we are live on YouTube. YouTube, look for me there at Doc Deason. Should be coming along at that spot there. Does stream live to Twitter and here on Facebook. I don't stream to Instagram, but there may be a way to do that, but I have not conquered that yet. You're welcome, Heidi. Thanks for the pics. Little small hail event in Lindale. Okay, thank you. So yeah, that should cover most of the. That covers the social media stuff. And again, if you've got pictures, if you took some pictures earlier today, all right. Sometimes it's hard for me to see them in the comment section here on Facebook or on YouTube or wherever. But if you email them to me, a lot higher likelihood that I'll get to see them. So send them to me there, Doc at DocDeason.com, Doc at DocDeason.com. Small Peas and Corrigan Trails. Okay, I know right where you're at, Robin. Thank you. But yeah, if you got pictures, man, I got to find that picture that we had earlier that came in out of van. A big old baseball-looking piece. Spikes and all. That was impressive. But if you email that, I'll be able to see it, and then we can post those up on the social media sites this evening, just to give folks an idea who may not have seen it themselves. But there will be a lot of things going on in the days to come because of this. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention our friends at Rose City Roofing who help to support our page. If you need help with roofing, need somebody take a look at your stuff, give those guys and girls a call. Good folks, they will be they'll be able to help you out with that. I know that there are going to be a lot of folks looking and trying to get a feel for what it is they're dealing with from roofs, cars, all kinds of stuff that gets hammered in situations like that. Again, updating on this thing, Henderson County area. The storm is into Henderson County. The core of it, though, is still off just outside of Henderson County, north of 31. There will continue to be some hail potential with that. That's going to track southeast towards Malakoff. And we'll see kind of how that thing trends over the next few hours, or next few minutes. We'll have storms for the next several hours. There's some additional stuff trying to pop up south of Sulphur Springs, northeast of Emory. But at the moment, we're kind of in somewhat of a lull here, with the exception of that one out west. I'll keep an eye on it and take a break here for now. We'll come back and talk as we need to this evening. If we have anything, the lid starts to rip off of this thing again, we'll come back and talk about it. And, of course, follow us for updates. We'll do regular morning 7-day forecast for you each weekday morning between 7 and about 7:30. So we'll have another 7-day forecast coming up tomorrow morning. And even though the weather oftentimes calms down this time of year, we try to keep an eye on it for you and hopefully give you updates and alerts to things that are important to you. If you follow the page, that's awesome on Facebook. If you want to not miss updates and posts and things of that nature, we'd encourage you to add us to your favorites on Facebook. That helps to allow things to maybe not slip through like they do at other times. I've had people mention some stuff to me over the past about how they have a hard time. They miss some updates from time to time. Maybe that adding it to favorites will help you in that process. Hey, thanks, Dean. Appreciate you being out there, man. Thanks, Penny. But we'll be back to talk about things as we need to. Appreciate you being a part of this. And, of course, as always, feel free to follow us on the other social media sites as well. Y'all enjoy your evening. Stay safe. We'll talk more in a bit, all right?
Thanks for watching this live broadcast from Doc Deason's Weather. When weather's at its worst, we're at our best. Doc Deason's Weather, the calm in the storm.